it was about solidifying your own ground. So again, the focus then was on weak seats. The focus now will be on weak seats as well. Seats that the BJP has lost in the past election of 2019 and seats that they've won by a very thin majority. The victory margin was very, very small. They barely scraped through as far as that election was concerned. So those are the seats that the BJP will be focusing on when it releases its first list of candidates today. Of course, the high-profile names will be top of that list, as is tradition. It starts with Narendra Modi and his constituency, but then on, it will, of course, focus on, after some of those high-profile candidates, it will focus on the weaker seats as far as the BJP is concerned, Pooja.
Very interesting. So the first list likely to be announced in just the next few minutes. And remember, as Paulomi is also telling us, that it is likely that the big names are likely to be announced first, which is Prime Minister Modi or Home Minister Amit Shah, the party chief and more. But and Aishwarya, I'll take that question to you. Many are wondering, because with Gautam Gambhir and Jayant Sinha saying we need to bow out, relieve us from the political duties, there are other commitments to make. Could there be surprise names of celebrities that could also possibly be mentioned? Of course, that remains to be seen what the list will announce. But isn't it interesting that while the India bloc is struggling with the seat sharing, BJP says, here's our first list already?
Well, definitely, Pooja, and we have seen that it's not now. But let me remind you that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, 400 days before the elections, actually last year, spoke about the fact that we have only 400 days left. So that's the kind of backtracking, that the BJP was following. That's the kind of plan that they had in motion. So definitely, they are all set, and they, what they believe that they can do, Pooja, is not just 370, but in fact, plus. That is what BJP at the moment is looking at, and 400 plus is the target that they have said. So definitely we will see close to 100 to 120 names coming out today, and we will also see BJP especially focusing on those seats which traditionally have been weaker seats for BJP. So all those things together will be something that, Pooja, we'll see in today's list coming out, and yes, we should be expecting some surprise name coming up in first list today.
That's an interesting point. So 543 Lok Sabha seats are expected, out of which 100 possibly could be announced according to our sources on the ground. Paulomi, the question that I asked to Aishwarya also earlier, like you said, that expected big names will be mentioned, also seats where they lost or where the states they are trying to perform better, for example the southern states. But according to your sources, Paulomi, are we expecting the names of any celebrities? Quite a few have been doing the rounds. Anything on that? Do you think there will be surprise names of younger ones from the cadre that could be mentioned?
Well, Pooja, basically the factor that the BJP has focused on, that the BJP is focusing on as it finalizes its candidates for the Lok Sabha elections, is winnability. So even if it is a member of parliament, a sitting member of parliament, if you have performed well, if your constituents are happy with you, the feedback from the ground is they want to see you back in parliament as their representative, as their public representative, then the BJP will repeat you. There are no qualms as such. But yes, the BJP is being very brutal and aggressive in terms of selection of those candidates, because this is something that the Prime Minister has been warning all members of Parliament from the Bharatiya Janata Party time and again over the past 5 years, that your performance will be reviewed. Go back to your constituencies, take the central schemes to the ground. There are various kinds of feedback mechanisms that the BJP has employed, from the Namo app, where you and I can go and put in our, feedback on a constituency where we come from and how we believe that member of parliament from that constituency has performed or not, jobs getting done in the constituency or not, to surveyors being sent on behalf of the party who are, of course, doing the rounds. This has been happening for the past 2 years. Union ministers have been sent out across these various constituencies, Lok Sabha constituencies, particularly the ones where the BJP is weak at. They've had overnight stays. They've stayed for 3 days, 4 days at a stretch in order to gather feedback as to what it is that the BJP did wrong in 2019, what could it do now in 2024. So a feedback mechanism has been in place. They've gathered all of that feedback from various kinds of surveys, reports, feedback from the people directly from their own booth level workers as well. All of these reports have been collected, on the basis of which performance review of the sitting MPs have been done, basis which they've decided on their candidates. So if it means a sitting MP hasn't performed, that sitting MP could be a 2-time MP, a 3-time MP, but if they've not performed, the feedback is poor, then clearly they will be ousted.
That's very interesting. So there's literally a grand survey internally that has happened way before time to really find out what the ground sentiment is and try and put and announce candidates accordingly. That's why you could see some getting another opportunity and some maybe asked to bow out for now. Stay on with me because our team of reporters in other states as well. Brijesh Doshi joining me from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So is Abhishek Mishra. Brijesh, let me come to you first. Now, Gujarat is one of the states which is not only a home state, so to say, for Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, but it's also one of the states that BJP has been strong in fairly in the past few years. But focus will remain Gujarat so that winnability does not go away. What are we expecting? Any names that comes to your mind that you would think will be mentioned in the first list?
See, as far as Gujarat is concerned, there will be two big names which are expected to be announced today. One name is definitely from the Gandhinagar Lok Sabha constituency, the Central Home Minister Amit Shah. The name will be there in the first list as expected. So after PM Narendra Modi, the second name must be of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who will be contesting from the Gandhinagar Lok Sabha seat again. He first fought the election in 2019 and now this is the second term that he will get from this constituency. As far as all the karyakartas of BJP have been told that they are doing they have started the work in the constituency as well right now before the name has been announced. So this kind of preparation has been done for this constituency from the day itself when this Karyalaya was opened by JP Nadda a few weeks back. So this kind of preparation have been done here in Gandhinagar. The second big name, the BJP chief, the Gujarat chief, C.R. Patil, who is contesting from Navsari. So this is the name is expected that should be in the first list itself. Because he is the three-time MP as well as he is currently the Gujarat BJP chief as well. So these two big names or the two VIP seats, Gandhinagar and Navsari, must be done in the first list that all karyakartas and all the media is expecting in the first
Very
list.
Interesting.
The third name might be the Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia. Those seat is not confirmed yet because he was earlier presenting from the Rajya Sabha, but as his term is going to be end in the April and JP Nadda is replacing Mansukh Mandavia in the Rajya Sabha. So now everyone is expecting that Mansukh Mandavia will be contesting the Lok Sabha seats. So from which seat he will be fight the election, that must be interesting, whether it will be Bhavnagar, Porbandar or Amreli. These three seats are the people are eyeing that Mansukh Mandavia will be fighting the election from
Mansukh Mandavia or Dr. S. Jaishankar, members of parliament from the Rajya Sabha, could they find a name in the Lok Sabha first list? Interesting names for Gujarat. Abhishek, I come to you now. Uttar Pradesh, one of the most significant states, almost 80 parliamentary constituencies. There will be Lucknow, there will be Amethi, there will of course be Varanasi. Do you think Varanasi will likely make a mention today and Amethi later?
Well, absolutely, Pooja. And today it is expected that the first seat, that is Prime Minister Modi's seat of Varanasi, will be announced today. There is also a confirmation about Lucknow. Rajnath Singh is all set to once again to be fielded from this capital. So that is also we are getting to know that will have show shot in this list. Now, also very important is Smriti Irani is again going to be repeating the Amethi seat. She has been very active. Recently only she made our newly built home there as well. So that is the third seat, which is also, in a way is confirmed. Other than that, there are also several seats. We are expecting Agra, SP Singh Baghel to repeat that seat. We're also expecting at the same time a seat of Bandayu and there are including Mohanlal Ganj, which is of Lucknow. So yes, several seats are there, but what important it is that the BJP one by one will be releasing this list, and Uttar Pradesh having an advantage because in the last two elections, 2014 and 2019, BJP has been able to get a maximum number of seats. Yes, in terms of numbers, 14 was more beneficial, but the vote share and this time how they have strategized, it is very important that the party gets that hold.
Uttar Pradesh will be very crucial because remember, for example, Smriti Irani directly throwing the challenge to Rahul Gandhi that you don't take Wayanad this time. If you're so sure of Congress returning to Amethi, the Gandhi sign should then contest from one seat as well. I request all my colleagues to please stay on. Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh or any other state, including the southern states, will be the focus. Which states find a mention in the first list? I want to now bring into this telecast Sanjay Singh. He's the consulting editor with INS. Also Rashid Kidwai, author and political commentator, regular face on India Today. Appreciate both you gentlemen for joining us. Rashid Kidwai, I want to come to here because I find it very interesting that 2nd March, Bharatiya Janata Party says our first list is ready for Lok Sabha. Remains to be seen how many names. Many are speculating about 100. Do you think it's also a messaging that we are a disciplined party, unlike, let's say, the India bloc, which is still struggling to announce its seat-sharing alliances?
Yeah, I think, Akshita, you see, the BJP is trying to display its confidence and the total control over all aspects of electioneering. It wants to win that race and fast. It is basically conveying that, 2024 election is a done deal. Level of preparedness is very high. Selection of candidate is very smooth. Remember, in contrast, the India alliance is struggling for seat sharing, etc. Then finding right, candidate is going to be very chaotic and problematic. So basically, it's a perception game. What they say in Hindi, mahal is sought to be created that it's a no contest election, and therefore I think the BJP, which is very comfortably placed to win a simple majority of 272, mind you, that is what matters, that figure, magic figure of 272.
Correct.
But the BJP wants to take it to another level and give it to, Mr. Modi, that it, crossed 300, it improved 2019 figure. And perhaps what they are saying about 370 and all, of course, I find that very far-fetched. But the whole, idea behind this thing, electioning is a mind game. It basically wants to score a psychological victory and a psychological blow to its political opponents.
Very interesting point made. Mahal bana rahi hai BJP. It is a mind game to say that, it's March and we are ready at least with the first 100 names out of 500. Stay on with me, Rashid Kidwai. Sanjay Singh, I want to ask you here because, with the survey that the BJP appears to have done, as my colleague Paulomi Saha is also telling us, that there is this understanding of the ground, and where they're saying that the MP may not perform. They may not get a chance. And don't you think it's too coincidental that Jayant Sinha and Gautam Gambhir, before that list is announced, says, relieve us of our duties politically. We will want to focus on cricket duties or the climate change aspect.
Yeah, that's a very interesting situation which happened today. I would say honorable exit for both of them.
Yes.
And a pre-decided thing. But fact remains, in case of Jayant Sinha, when he entered politics, he was looked as somebody who was bright, somebody well-educated, and also had a good kind of understanding of politics and had that particular hunger to do well in politics. Initially, he was appointed, if you remember, MOS Home.
Yes.
MOS Finance.
Finance.
And Arvind Kejriwal was Finance Minister. Subsequently moved to Civil Aviation. But it's a bizarre case. When his father's ambition, Yashwant Sinha's ambition, actually brought down his own son. Generally, it happens.
Possibly, yes. Many would like to say his comments, yes.
Yes, generally fathers promote son and take him to a different direction, particularly in politics. Here it was just a reverse case, and one would feel sorry for Yashwant Sinha, his son, Jayant Sinha.
Yeah.
Jayant Sinha was a good parliamentarian, was a good administrator, and had kind of that kind of education. You want people like Jayant Sinha in politics. Gautam Gambhir was another case. He, an ace cricketer, very popular face on television, very popular face to reconnect with people. And he had also done some good work in his Delhi constituency, parliamentary constituency. He kind of started his lunch schemes for 1 rupee or 10 rupees, something like that. And quality food he was serving also did good for sporting activity in
or maybe Sanjay Singh, can we also say that You never know with BJP. Maybe there are some more fresh opportunities both for Gautam Gambhir and Jayant Sinha. Maybe in climate change and cricket. For who knows, what the future holds. So it could be interesting days ahead as well. In just a short while, to the viewer who's tuning into our telecast, in the next few minutes, the Bharatiya Janata Party set to announce, as we are informed by our sources on the ground, the first list of the Lok Sabha. It's 2nd March, remember. Election Commission has not yet announced the schedule, and yet the BJP says at least about 100 names possibly will be ready. Paulomi, I'll come back to you now. What is happening there at the headquarters? 6 p.m. we are told it's about 6:15. Any reason for delay? Who are expected to address the press conference? And at this point, do you think that they'll want to begin with perhaps the expected big names initially?
That's right. Pooja, we're expecting that press conference to begin shortly. Top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, of course, are expected to address that press conference. And yes, as has been the tradition in the past as well, the list has always started with the first name, which is Narendra Modi. And that's how it goes as far as the first candidate list of the BJP is concerned. So this is quite literally BJP blowing the poll bugle, right? Aside from, of course, on the campaign field, which the Prime Minister has been on quite already, even before, of course, the general election schedule has been announced. He, in fact, very interestingly, Pooja, if you look at his, tour plan, over the last, few weeks, since, of course, the Pran Pradesh in Ayodhya on January 22nd, he has been touring states where the BJP is not set to be at its strongest, be it the southern states of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. Speak about Bengal now, Jharkhand as well, Bihar as well, where they want to, of course, improve their tally now that the NDA Gathbandhan is back on track. This is going to be the focus. Okay, so we're expecting, there's been a lot of, anticipation is everyone looking towards the door as to waiting for the BJP leaders to arrive over here shortly.
I see
to
some
announce
activity behind you, Paulomi.
Candidate
what
list.
is happening?
But yes, in the last election, we're expecting in a short while from now, in fact, the BJP press conference to begin. So they're all set, they're all mic'd up and all ready to announce that candidate list. In fact, in the first candidate list, which in fact arrived around the 3rd week of March in 2019, there were 184 candidates that were announced. And I still remember, the entire list being read out, and it was a really long list, but it was read out in its entirety. So we're expecting that, those names will be announced today as well. Even if it's over 100, expect all 100 names to be announced. Nobody will be left out after, say, the first 50 names, saying, the rest of the list will be with you in a short while from now. Expect all names to be announced. But, like we've been saying, top candidates, most prominent faces of the party, and their seats will be announced first. So we're expecting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh to be, of course, top of that list as well. Of course, the BJP. Okay, Vinod Tawde, Jay Panda, who's in charge of Uttar Pradesh, they are going to be announcing that list. They're here, Pooja. Vinod Tawde, General Secretary of the party, Jay Panda, in charge, Uttar Pradesh, Vice President, BJP.
All right, so on your screens, the BJP set to begin announcing the first list. Who will be in and who will be out? Let's dip in now to Jay and Vinod Tawde speaking.
सभी लोगों से मेरा आग्रह है, कृपया अपना स्थान ले लें। शुरू करें। आप सभी पत्रकार साथियों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन है आज के लिए। आप सभी की जानकारी में है कि 29 आप सभी
headquarters with the suspense that's about to break, at least for the first list, as Jay Panda and also Vinod Tawde, who's the BJP General Secretary, are set to make that announcement.
कि 29 फरवरी को यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के गरिमामयी उपस्थिति में और आदरणीय राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष जी जेपी नड्डा जी की अध्यक्षता में केंद्रीय चुनाव समिति की बैठक का आयोजन किया गया था। बैठक में हुए निर्णयों के बारे में आपको अवगत कराने के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हमारे राष्ट्रीय महासचिव विनोद तावड़े जी हम लोगों के मध्य हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष आदरणीय बैजंत पांडा जी हम लोगों के मध्य हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के हमारे मीडिया सेल के को कन्वीनर संजय जी हम लोगों के मध्य हैं। मैं सबसे पहले आदरणीय विनोद तावड़े जी से आग्रह करूंगा कि मीडिया के साथियों को संबोधित करें।
नमस्कार। नमस्कार। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष आदरणीय पंडा जी, मीडिया के प्रमुख आदरणीय अनिल बलूनी जी, संजय मयूर जी और उपस्थित पत्रकार भाई और बहनों, पिछले एक दशक से निरंतरता के साथ विकास के प्रति समर्पित यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार ने सेवा, सुशासन और गरीब कल्याण तथा सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास, इस मंत्र के साथ एक सेवा की अद्भुत मिसाल देश में ही नहीं अपितु विश्व पटल पर प्रस्तुत किया है। अनेक जनहित के निर्णय पिछले 10 साल में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हुए। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आग्रह से कहा कि इस बार भाजपा 370 और एनडीए 400 पार का संकल्प लेकर देशवासियों के सामने जाए। पिछले कुछ दिनों में हमने लक्ष्य ये रखा है कि भौगोलिक क्षेत्र भी बढ़े, प्रदेशों में भी हम बढ़े, साथ ही एनडीए का भी विस्तार करने का प्रयास पिछले कुछ